Can I ask you something? Have you ever looked back at a relationship, a friendship, a job, or even a version of yourself and wondered, if I knew it was hurting me, why didn't I leave sooner? It is a question many of us carry with shame. We think, I should have known better. I should have walked away earlier. Why was I so weak? But remember, maybe you weren't weak. Maybe you were just simply human. I think one of the biggest misconceptions we have about leaving is that we believe it is a decision. It isn't. Leaving is a process. Long before someone physically leaves, they have been leaving in small ways. They stop laughing the same. They stop dreaming the same. They stop feeling safe. But hope keeps them seated in a place they have already outgrown. And hope is a beautiful thing until it becomes the reason you tolerate what should never have become normal. We often think we are attached to people. I don't think we are. I think we are more attached to the meaning. The first message, the first time they held our hand, the promises they made, the plans we built together, the person we imagined growing old with. When we leave someone, we are not only leaving who they are today, we are saying goodbye to the future we had already lived 1,000 times inside our imagination. That's why it hurts. You're grieving something that never actually happened, but it felt real. As a psychology practitioner, one thing I see over and over again is that people rarely stay because they're happy. They stay because uncertainty feels more frightening than familiarity, even painfully familiarity. The person is wired to what he prefers, even if knowing is unhealthy. That is why people remain in toxic relationships, keeps returning to the same patterns, or convince themselves that maybe this time things will change. And this is not because they're foolish, but because the unknown asks for courage. And then there is something even deeper. Sometimes, sometimes we don't know who we are without the relationship. For months, sometimes years, our identity quietly becomes intertwined with another person. Your routines revolve around them. Your decisions include them. Your dreams involve them. So when you leave, you don't just lose a relationship, you lose the version of yourself that existed inside it. And rebuilding that identity can feel terrifying. I remember reading something that stayed with me, that people don't fear starting over. They fear believing that all the years they invested meant nothing. That's called the sunk cost fallacy. We think, I've already given 5 years, I've already sacrificed so much. Maybe if I stay a little longer, it will finally become worth it. But time is never recovered by giving away more of it. Sometimes the bravest decision is refusing to lose another year. There's another reason leaves feels impossible. We want closure. We think if they would just apologize, if they admitted they hurt me, if they finally understood my pain, then I had be able to move on. But what if they never do? Does that mean your life remains on pause? Sometimes closure isn't hearing, I am sorry. Sometimes closure is just accepting this is who they are and deciding that your peace matters more than their explanation. This reminds me of something very beautiful from Bhagavad Gita that helped me personally. Lord Krishna teaches Arjun that suffering often comes from attachment, not attachment to love, but attachment to outcomes, to how we wanted life to unfold. We suffer because reality refuses to follow the script we wrote. Begins when we stop asking questions and we become that we never wanted to be. And instead of saying that I want to live with dignity, if you're listening today and you're finding it difficult to leave, whether it is a relationship, a friendship, a workplace, or even an old version of yourself, I don't want you to ask, why am I so weak? Ask something kinder. Ask, what part of me is still hoping? Because hope deserves better compassion, because it deserves honesty. I will leave you with one thought. Maybe the hardest goodbyes aren't to the other people. Maybe they are to the dreams we built around them. And perhaps healing begins not when we stop loving someone, but when we finally start loving ourselves enough to stop abandoning ourselves. Thank you for sharing this cup of coffee with me. If this conversation resonated with you, share it with someone who may need to hear it today. I'm Atinder, and this has been another conversation on silence between coffee. Until next time, take care of your mind, be gentle with your heart, and remember, sometimes the life you're waiting for is on the other side of the goodbye you're afraid to say.